The Chevrolet Traverse's name has always seemed a little unusual for a street-oriented family three-row SUV, but the all-new 2024 model lives up to it. Chevrolet Traverse has been fully redesigned for this new third-generation model, which is bigger and roomier than any Traverse before. Comes standard with a 328 horsepower, 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine with front-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive is available. Prices for the Traverse range from $38,995 for an entry-level LS front-wheel drive model to $56,090 for a fully loaded RS all-wheel drive. But the most interesting version is this Traverse Z71, which is meant to be a legitimate off-road SUV. Chevy has offered the Z71 trim on its trucks for years, but this is the first time it's ever put it on a crossover, and it's not messing around. This starts at $47,795 and has several features that make it the most rugged Traverse of the bunch. It has an upgraded off-road tuned suspension and an extra inch of ground clearance for 7.8. Now that's not a ton, but it's good for pretty rough stuff. And in case it's not enough, the Z71 also has a metal bash plate and additional underbody protection. And if you do get stuck, it has real recovery hooks up front. The 18-inch wheels are unique to the Z71 and wrapped in Goodyear Wrangler Territory all-terrain tires, which are cranked through an also unique all-wheel drive system that has a twin-clutch rear differential that can essentially lock the rear axle when needed for maximum traction. And might also come in handy when you're taking advantage of the standard trailer package that lets this tow up to 5,000 pounds. Other than some Z71 badges, the interior is pretty much the same as the other Traverses. You get a digital instrument cluster, a 17.7-inch touchscreen infotainment system interface, and in the case of the Z71, a 7-passenger seating arrangement with second-row captain's chairs that have tons of leg room, a third row that can accommodate adults, and room for carry-on bags behind that with the third row up. There's also a bin under the floor, and under that, something you don't find in every vehicle today, a real spare tire, plus a subwoofer. The only major options on the Z71 are this Evotech synthetic leather upholstery, which is $1,000 and pretty good if you're going to be getting dirty, a $1,500 panoramic sunroof, and an enhanced driving package that includes the hands-free Super Cruise highway driving system and an automatic parking system for $3,755, which includes a 3-year subscription to the connectivity service required for Super Cruise to operate. But more important to the mission of the Z71 is that among its drive modes, you will find an off-road mode and a terrain mode that Chevy says is good for extreme obstacles. So let's go find some of those. Now with the ground clearance and the size of this thing, it's obviously going to have some limitations, but this is some pretty serious terrain. I bring real off-road trucks here all the time, and while there are a couple of spots I won't try in this, there are some spots I wouldn't try in another crossover that I think this can handle. One thing I'm liking right now is the 360-degree camera with front-facing camera that this comes with, which works at all speeds and on the road as well. And with the big front end on this in the city, I've used it a few times to squeeze through parked cars. Along with just being a little sturdier, the suspension system has hydraulic rebound control to help keep the body under control. And it really is doing a nice job when I'm getting knocked side to side on some of these rocks and bumps. What's really impressing me right now is the traction management system. There is absolutely no slip going on. The all-wheel drive system is just putting the power down, not fussing around trying to figure things out. Typical all-wheel drive system would be having a lot of trouble right now. So it says hill descent control that you adjust with the throttle, and the brake just holds the speed that you ask it for. No, it's not a K5 Blazer, but it's also not the current Blazer, which couldn't do this in its dreams. And forget the rocks, this rides really well on flat dirt roads, even ones that aren't that flat. As far as putting the Z71 name on it is concerned, I don't think that's a stretch at all.